Today, we're going to be talking about, I don't know if it's a controversial topic or not, if digital products are dead, right? Are they dead? Do people even still buy these things anymore? You know, how much can I actually sell them for? Is it even worth it to spend the time to create these resources? Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my podcast. If you're listening to the audio version on Spotify or iTunes, you can come on over to YouTube if you want to watch my crazy facial expressions, especially because today we're going to be talking about, I don't know if it's a controversial topic or not, but I know it's something that is on people's minds, especially in the expert coaching, any kind of knowledge-based industry. And that is this idea of if digital products are dead, right? Are they dead? Meaning, ebooks, even courses, training programs. I know people are starting to wonder, I'm a coach or I'm a consultant, and is it even worth it to spend the time to create these resources? Do people even still buy these things anymore? How much can I actually sell them for? Again, I know this is something that a lot of people think about, but this is something even that I've been thinking about lately, because as I've mentioned on other podcast episodes and other YouTube videos, I now have a done for you service, right? So this is something that I do in partnership with my instructional design company, who's helped me create many of my courses. I bring the expertise and they bring all the structure, right? So they have, master's degrees in adult learning and learning science and learning development. So they're able to help me take my expertise and package it into online courses and online coaching programs. And so because we've been so successful with doing that for me, we now have a done for you service. It's limited basis, right? Because this is something that we've just rolled out. But we now have a done for you service where we do that for clients, but also market, the course that we end up creating for them and helping them package it and sell it and all of those things. And so that begets the question, is there even still a market for this anymore? What is it that people want? And so your question is, hey, are digital downloads dead, right? Are digital products dead? And my answer is your favorite answer. Yes and no, right? It really depends. And so if you want to know what it depends on, you're in luck, because we're going to get into it right now. All right. Are digital products dead? I will say I feel like they're dead from the traditional way that they've been done, unfortunately. And in this industry, a lot of people have looked at coaching as like not a real profession, but more so as an avenue to make a quick buck. And so I want to say definitely not early 2000s, but early on in the industry, probably around like 2009, 2010, 2011, but especially when Facebook ads really hit their heyday and they weren't as crowded, I want to say around like 2014, 2015, 2016, people saw digital products, courses, and digital downloads, again, as something that was an easy way to make money. It's just like, a funnel. If I just make a course or come up with an ebook and put it in a funnel and run some Facebook ads to it, then voila, I can create my own ATM and I can create my own money machine. So in that respect, I feel like, yes, digital products are dead because the market has been saturated with really crappy trainings and really crappy products, right? How many times have you downloaded a crappy ebook for $19.99 or downloaded a crappy course for $97? I think the market is really done with that. Now, what is interesting and what this has created is an opportunity for really higher value coaching programs. And I know my own business grew when I started to shift, not totally away from courses and digital products, because I still have them. I still like to release them and they're still a lot of fun for me to create. But I recognized that my audience was really craving, more hand-holding around the process of building a business, but even beyond that, just around the process of developing the mindset that you need to have and, achieving goals. And so I really spent a lot of time and a lot of investment over the last year really building out a coaching program, right? Hiring coaches who can help me coach my clients. Again, hiring that instructional design team who could help me organize the information in such a way so that I could make sure that people were going to get it and that they were going to be able to grow their businesses. So I think on one hand, the deluge of digital products and a lot of the skepticism that created, because people were so used to being burned by spending $19 on something that wasn't actually worth it, it then created an opportunity for people like myself to then create coaching programs that would really handhold people through the process. So in that regard, I always say that if you're just getting started in the coaching industry, I actually think it's more beneficial for you to go high versus trying to start low, right? I make a joke of, here we practice the Michelle Obama school of pricing and of marketing, which is when they go low, we go high, right? But there's really some science to that and really some truth into how the market has been responding to it. If you're brand new and people are already skeptical of you, I know it might feel like, oh, the easiest thing for me to do is just to create like a $19 ebook. But actually, you actually have more credibility if you can maybe come up with a $6,000 or even $10,000 coaching program, because at least it seems like, okay, you're serious, right? You have real value to offer. Where if you come out of the gate and all you have to offer is a $19 ebook, I'm not saying it's bad to ever offer a $19 ebook at that. I'll never offer one or anything like that, but you come off as like, oh, you're new, you don't have any credibility, or you just one of these people who is slapping some stuff up on the internet in order to try to make a funnel so that you can make a quick buck, right? At least if you have the audacity, right, to come up with a $6,000 or $7,000 or even $10,000 coaching program, it at least to your audience feels like, okay, there's some confidence around that you really do have some value to give that you are putting together in this program. And so I always say, it's a lot easier to sell a higher ticket program than it is a lower ticket program. I know people don't believe that, but it's so true. At minimum, they require the same amount of effort, right? You think it's easy just to sell a $19 ebook, but it's really not. Especially when you think about the amount of sales, the volume of sales that you would have to make in order for that ebook to even produce real revenue for you. It's often easier for you to develop a relationship with your audience and just, sell the $5,000 or $10,000 coaching program, because more than anything, people are really craving a result, and they're really craving transformation. And I think with, again, the deluge of digital products and digital downloads, people having, filled up their hard drive with all these courses and ebooks that they're never going to open, they recognize that transformation doesn't come from information per se. It really comes from accountability, and it really comes from people being able to provide insight and wisdom on the information, right? If all we needed was information, all of us would be rich, right? But we need more than that. We need accountability. We need hand-holding. We need insight. We need people who are going to stick with us through the process. And so, yes, I do think that there is a really strong opportunity for coaching and creating coaching programs above and beyond, digital products, digital downloads, and courses. But I say that with a caveat, because it's got to be the right coaching program, right? It's got to be high value. So you can't just slap anything together and put a $6,000 price on it, or a $10,000 price on it, or even a $20,000 price on it. And again, I've sold coaching programs into the $30,000, right? So, I've sold things across the gamut in terms of the pricing spectrum, and I understand the amount of value that has to be contributed in order to sell a coaching program like that. But if I were just getting started, my focus actually wouldn't be on digital downloads or digital products per se, especially if I was looking to build a six-figure coaching business out the gate. I would look at how I can come up with a higher value offer and really focus on creating a coaching program where there's going to be like support and maybe even some done for you aspects, right? I think about my program, my signature program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp, even though we've now since rolled out a 100% done for you option for people who just want to pay us and just have us create the course for you, create the coaching program, do all the marketing, etc. Even inside of my coaching program, which is done with you, and I do have a team of coaches that support me in coaching my clients in that program, even within that, we do have some done for you elements in terms of templates and social media branding and different things that we do for you ahead of time to make the process easier. So that's an easy way to add some value to your coaching program, is to think about what can you offer that's a bit of done for you, if not the whole thing done for you. What's a little bit of done for you that you can offer that can make that price point worth it? Again, people are willing to spend. Like, it's so funny. Everybody thinks at any time in history, there's never any money, right? When we were in a pandemic, it was, oh, people don't have money, it's a pandemic. And now that we're out of the pandemic, it's like, oh, people don't have money, we're out of the pandemic. And I'm like, what? Which one is it? At every era, there are people who do have funds to spend and who are very serious about getting whatever transformation that you offer. And no, it's not just about being a business coach. In fact, I have a video that you can check out here or wherever it comes out on the screen all around this conversation of, is it only business coaches that make money? Hint, hint, it's not. And if you don't believe me, you can check out that video where I go in depth about what is the thing you do need if you want to be able to charge higher prices and come up with coaching packages that your audience is going to love and that they're going to want. So you can go ahead and check out the video. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm pointing to the screen, but if you are listening to the audio version, I'll make sure that we include this in the show notes on iTunes and Spotify. So in that regard, are digital downloads and digital products dead? Sort of, because people want a bigger transformation and people want more bang for their buck, right? But on the other hand, they're not dead. And this is why I haven't totally abandoned them and why I have a lot of digital products coming out, a lot of self-paced coaching programs that I'm really excited to release. They're not dead in the sense that they're a great way to create community and continuity with your audience. So what do I mean by community? Well, here's the thing. One aspect of my business that I've really enjoyed over the years and that I feel very fortunate to have is that I have a lot of repeat business, right? I have clients and customers who have been with me since I was doing hair care tutorials on this here YouTube channel. And so hopefully you know my story by now. If you don't, you can watch some of my other videos where I talk about it more in depth. But I actually got into the coaching game on accident because I had lost my Fulbright engineering scholarship and I was learning and teaching myself personal development and self-discipline and time management to try to get back in school and get my grades up. And so I started blogging, but part of the reason why I lost my Fulbright engineering scholarship was because I was trying to start a hair care brand. I got bitten by the entrepreneurial bug and tried to start this hair care business at 19 and I had no idea what I was doing, but I did know that I needed to market myself. And so I actually started this here YouTube channel by doing hair care tutorials as an effort to try to market those products, those hair care products that I was selling. And so obviously the hair care business didn't work and it failed, but I say all that to say, I have people who remember my college days, right? I have people who remember when I was doing that, who were purchasing the things that I was offering then, and even fast forward well over a decade later, they are still joining my coaching programs and they are still purchasing from me even now, right? So I have people who have bought pretty much everything that I've ever come out with. And so that is why I do think it's a good idea to still have digital products as a part of your product suite, because it creates both, again, community and continuity within your audience and from a revenue stream standpoint, right? So if you only have a signature coaching program or a high ticket program that people can be a part of, once they join it, then what? It's kind of it. That's the end. Great. They spent money with you one time and they never need to spend money with you again, right? But if you have other smaller programs for them to dive into, and they don't all have to be around whatever your signature program is, but if it can help them with the other aspects that they might deal with, right? So for instance, maybe you are a relationship coach and you have a signature program around finding your ideal partner, your ideal spouse or whatever, right? And that's like the signature program. But after they've gone through the signature program and they've become successful in love and, they've gotten married, then what, right? Well, that's the opportunity to have some of those digital products all around maybe the new problems that they're going to have as a result of their success. So maybe you have digital products around communication skills for newlyweds, or digital products around keeping the romance alive even in long-term relationships, right? You want to think about what are the other aspects of the thing that you just helped them with in your signature program, and then say, how can I continue to support them so that, again, I'm creating both community and continuity. Community, because now I have a community of people who are really bought into my mission as a business and what I'm looking to help people achieve. So back to that example of the relationship coach, really bought into the mission. Perhaps you have a mission of helping people have a lifelong love affair, with their spouse or something like that. And so maybe your signature program helps them find that spouse, and then all of your other, digital products are like supporting them, right? So you almost want to think about it like a solar system, right? Maybe your core coaching program is like the sun, but then you have all these other planets, all these other digital products that revolve around that. And so the idea is not necessarily that those products would be for people outside of your universe, right? People outside of your orbit. Again, maybe people come in for the main thing, but once they're in there, we create community and continuity where now they're bouncing around into all of these different products that you have to offer. And so that's where the pricing and different things come in. Again, I teach pricing in depth inside of my program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp, but these are some things that you'll want to keep in mind as you think about what is your signature program priced at, what is the result or the ROI that you're offering, and now that you have these digital products that are kind of orbiting, how can you price them so that it makes sense for your existing audience to want to continue to work with you? But I mean, essentially that is my business model. It's, getting people into the main thing, but once they're in on the main thing, how can we continue to support them in their success, right? Because the goal is to get them successful, but just because you're successful in, my main program or the main outcome that I'm going to help you get, that doesn't mean that there aren't new problems that arise as a result of your success. And so if you want to create a lifelong community of people who are lifers, who are always buying the next thing that you have to offer and who want to be a part of your community long term, I do find that those digital products are super, super helpful in that. So no, I would say digital products aren't dead, but you want to make sure that you are thinking about them in a very strategic way, and that you're not using digital products as like, something that you're using just to create a quick buck or just to create, a funnel or just slapping something together. That era is gone, right? And that era died a long time ago. But if you are using them to create something that is really going to bring your audience joy and is going to delight your audience and is going to support the people who are in your main thing, then no, digital products aren't dead, right? Not only does it support your existing audience, but it can become maybe a downsell or something that your audience, if they can't get into your main thing, maybe they can sample you at some of your smaller dollar programs, right? So I'm thinking about that again with some of our done for you clients that we are doing the marketing for. We're helping them build out these bigger high ticket programs on the back end, but we understand that what they are offering is so valuable and there's so much demand for what they have to offer that not everybody is going to be able to join at the higher level. And so we are creating some more accessible offers for them. And so again, that's where digital products can really come in. But one thing, or rather the last thing that I'll say around this is, you have to understand that at the end of the day, people are craving, again, transformation. They're craving differentiation. They want to be involved in things that are different than what they have typically seen. And so regardless of what your niche is, you're going to have to come up with a new spin on it, right? So it's not so much that digital products are dead or that they're not dead or whatever, but is what you're offering dead, right? Has it been beaten to death? And do you have a fresh take on it? Whether you are in business coaching, whether you are in life coaching, whether you are in relationship coaching, you want to get really clear on what your fresh take is, right? And so actually talk about what you need in order to do that inside of my video, which you can check out here or here, wherever it comes up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, around the one thing that you need to grow your social media. Because in fact, the one thing that I share that you need to grow your social media is also the one thing that you'll need if you want to sell digital products successfully in this day and age, in 2023 and beyond. And so definitely check out that video in order to learn more about what is needed. But hopefully this has relieved some anxiety that you have around digital products. And if they're dead, no, they're not dead. They're still valuable, but only for coaches who know who they are, who have a point of differentiation, who are unique, and who have also spent the time to build something high value first and are not relying on digital products as the main engine for their business model and trying to like create a low ticket funnel where they can, just run some Facebook ads and get a bunch of people in it and make a bunch of money. That's not how it works, right? You want to create something valuable, substantial, that your best clients are going to want to get into, and then create digital products to kind of support them in their success, or digital products that clients who really want to be at the high level but aren't ready for that yet can get into. But again, this is all going to be based on you having a fresh take in your niche and you having something unique to offer to the marketplace and to the world. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If you're like, man, I want to build a business like this and I want to create something really unique, then I do invite you to click the link below if you're watching this video, or to click the link in the description box or the show notes or wherever it is if you're listening to the audio version, in order to apply to my signature program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp, which teaches you how to do all of this and more. Again, we are making so many upgrades as I'm recording this, and I'm really excited about where this program is going next. It's already amazing, but we're totally taking it to the next level. So now is the best time to apply so that you can get in at the current rate, because as soon as all these updates are made, we are raising the price ASAP. So you can go ahead and click the link in order to apply and get in that program. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, make sure you're subscribed to my podcast so that you can be notified when the next episode comes out. And if you're listening to the audio version, make sure you come on over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you can't wait for my next YouTube video or my next podcast episode, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.